Hi guys, I'm Chuck KK6USY. This is Ham Radio Ventures. You ever want to get into YouTube videos or have better audio on your own home videos? Gear can be pretty expensive, and let me give you a couple. For instance, I wrote it down just so I don't get it wrong. And so the Rode Wireless Go 2, and we're talking compact setups here, not bigger, more professional stuff. The Rode Wireless Go 2 goes for $289 off of Amazon. There will be links in the description for this and other things that I talk about in the thing. Now the newer setup a lot of people are going to is the DJI wireless mic setup. Pretty cool. You'll see that what we're going to look at today has some of the features of that, and it lacks some of the features of both of these. But the DJI is $329. I already own the Rode setup, and I don't see any reason to switch from it. It's been pretty good for me. I do like some of the things in the DJI, but at $329, I'm not going to change. Today, what we're going to look at is more of an entry level that I think will do pretty good anyhow. It will definitely improve the audio from your camera, and that's one thing you want to do if your camera is able to hook a microphone to it with a wireless setup. Now, what we're going to look at today is called the Lensgo. It's a 318C2. And here's a picture of this. I'll try to get a closer picture of it for you. I'll tell you what, guys, it's got some pretty cool features, and we're going to go through those features later on in the video here. Now I'm using my regular setup. This will give us a base of what my voice usually sounds like with my audio that I use, and I won't touch any of this in editing. It'll all be the way it came from the camera and from the microphones. And to make it fair, and you'll hear about this a little bit later, I'm not putting any kind of a dead cat or anything on my microphone because, unfortunately, these do not come with any kind of a dead cat. Let me just read you a few things. The brand is Lensgo Wireless Lavalier Microphone, model 318C2. The material is made of ABS. It's a plastic material. It's pretty much like everybody else. I mean, nothing strange there or anything. Charge time, let's see, is 3 hours when they're totally empty. Now I will tell you, and we'll talk about this a little bit later, what's cool about these is every time you put them back to the main receiver, it recharges the microphones for you. It's a 5-volt charging, and that's pretty much it. So let's get into this. I'll break it down. I'll show you what comes in the box, and then we'll test and see how it works. So stick around. All right, guys, so here's the box it came in. Just a box. Pretty good. I don't want to bore you with that. Let me pull this out for you real quick. Now, I will tell you, I've already had it open. I've already been using it, just for this video, though. It comes with the instructions. So this is a quick guide. So, you know, has the info. It's got a full book. And hopefully I'm getting these the right way. This is the bag it came with. I'll show you what's inside that in just a second. Now, first of all, you notice that these aren't put together, and there's a reason for that, because I want to show you something. What's really cool about these is, wait for it, look at that, and then watch this. So it snaps on there. It's magnetic. Now, it has a charge port here. This charge port charges all 3 parts at once, okay? Right now, it's charging. If you see that, it's charging. It's charging that. One of them I've already used. So one of them will charge a little bit longer. Okay, I'm gonna pull those off. Give that thing a second to do. It takes it a while for the light to go off. Let me show you what comes in this little bag. It's a decent little bag. Now, we have these. Get 2 of these. One's in my pocket still. Okay, so these are magnetic clips. These will clip to these. Okay, pretty cool. I like that. Comes with this is for phones, older phones. It's a 3-tip and 2-tip. Then this is for your cameras, most of your cameras and stuff, so it has the double tip. And then it also comes with a charging cord, which you guys probably already have. Now this is another thing, it's not a USB-C. I want to show you this. I'm going to turn this on. Let's see. Takes it a second to turn on. Okay, it's looking for the transmitters. Now, I'll say when the transmitter light comes on, and you watch, I don't know which one it is. You watch how when the light quits blinking, that means it's paired up. So I'm going to push it. Lights on. Boom, it's paired. Okay, so this will be this one over here. I'm going to push it. Light on, paired. That is really, really fast, guys. Now, just so you guys know, I'm not on these. I'm on my regular system. So then again, these, like, I think this is pretty cool. Look at that. You can't mess it up. Okay, this is for headphones. This is kind of a cool feature. You can actually listen to your recording as you're doing it if somebody's at the camera. This side here is where this goes in, and then the other side goes in the camera. The advantage to this thing is you plug it in, it charges all three things at once when you're plugged in with this cord. Okay, now like I said, I would do the camera itself. Now with the microphones, I'm not hooked to a microphone right now, guys. It's just the camera itself. With the microphones, I've set them, my level on my preamps about 3 on my camera. It seems to work pretty good. But right now, the camera's set at 20, and I'm 18 feet away again. It was pretty good as far as picking me up when I was next to the camera. But, and this is something I can adjust. I think it goes to 30, 25 or 30. So this is most of the way up. What you'll find a lot of times when you have the camera preamps up high is you'll get a lot of background noise or hiss, and we'll see. All right, right now I'm setting 18 feet away from the camera. At some point in here, I will do just the camera itself with its audio. And at the beginning, I was actually using my regular setup that I use all the time. Now the audio, I think, should be okay with this. What I really like is it has the magnetic part that I showed you, where I can take this just right off like this and then clip it right through my shirt, which is nice because if I clip it up here, it wants to, you know, it's not that heavy, but it still wants to hang down because the pocket material is not that stiff, right? So that's kind of nice. You can put it pretty much, I could put it in the center here if I wanted to. I like to keep it a little farther away from me. I find that sometimes I brush into things. Here's the sound, 1, 2, 3, 4, testing, 1, 2, 3, 4. It should be pretty good, hopefully. And put in the comments what you thought of the audio of this. Now, there's a lot of options out there, and I'll tell you, man, you can spend a lot of money on this stuff. This one's pretty reasonably priced. Okay, so I'm about 18 feet. What I'm going to do is turn around, walk back with my body between the camera, or between the receiver and the transmitter. These are line of sight. Most of the time, you'll get your best performance if it's nothing in between it blocking it, but I think it'll do okay. I'm going to go about 50 feet. I actually measured it. I've been doing a lot of antennas lately. Oh, and if you guys are interested in any of the Cartena antennas, I will leave a link in the description below so you can find those easier. So let me turn around. I'm going to walk away and see how this thing does. Okay, so like I said, I've been measuring a lot of wire here recently. We were on Ham Radio 2.0 the other day, and we saw a bunch of antennas of his build. So hopefully that worked. And now I'm actually exactly 50 feet away. I measured it a little while ago. And how is the quality? Like I said before, I think my camera set it at number 3, so it keeps the preamps quieter. Now I'll walk back, and yeah, like I said, if you guys are interested in those antennas, they're going fast. I've got about 5 left right now, but I've got the wire rolled right now for about another, I think I did another 10. So hopefully the audio was good enough and clear enough, and we didn't have any dropouts there. Shouldn't, probably, because we're so close. And like I said, this thing is good for up to 300 feet is what they say. I'll never use it that far away, most likely. How is the audio? Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. I will throw a clip from the beginning side by side with this, so you can kind of compare with what I usually use. Now I will tell you, and we'll talk about this a little bit later, what's cool about these is every time you put them back to the main receiver, it recharges the microphones for you. All right, guys, so I noticed something while I was editing. I had the microphone, I think, too far away, because when I turned my head a couple times, the audio was way better. So this is a new audio test with it. It's like pretty close to my mouth now. This is testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, guys, always when you're using these microphones, make sure you turn them on. I hate doing things twice. That's all I'm going to say about that. So what's the cons of this setup? I think Lensgo did a pretty good job with most of it, but there are a couple things that I think they could do better with. First of all, there's, I had it turned the wrong way. We'll see if that made a difference in the audio. First of all, there's no wind muffs for these things, no dead cats. Today is not very windy. It was a couple times during the shoot here, but for the most part, not too bad. That's pretty easy to fix on your own. You can buy those and throw them on the aftermarket. So not a huge deal. Now, what is more of a huge deal is pretty much use, a lot of times I use a lavalier mic because it's smaller, less bulky. I can plug it in, throw the receiver down or the transmitter down in my pocket, and it works great. There's no way to do that with this. And I think it's a big miss. If you're doing all your stuff inside, I think the microphone does a pretty good job. I don't know yet. Hopefully it does. I'm sure it's better than just the camera. We did that earlier. I'm sure the audio was not very good. That's the two things that I would say are cons for it versus some of the other products out there that cost more. I mean, this thing's a third of the price of most of the other ones. What are the good things I like about it? Well, first of all, the size is not bad. These are fairly compact. It may have made some noise there when I touched it. We'll see. They could be smaller, but if they go smaller, then the battery life will not be as good because you won't have as big a battery. So there's a give and take there. Size versus battery size versus, that whole thing. I really, really like the magnet setup. It's great that it comes with that. You can add that to what I already have, which I found just kind of looking at stuff for this. Pretty cool. I like the charging. I like how everything you saw in the video, how it all clips together with the magnet. What's really nice, when you do hook those transmitters into the receiver, it charges them again. Now, the other thing is nice about this, on my Rode system, if I'm charging it, this is unlike the DJI because it does more like this. I have to use 3 different connectors or do 3 different times. There is something out for them now that I may look into and may do a review if I pick one up. But this one, you plug it in, all 3 parts, you plug in one connector, and it charges everything. So we'll see how the wind is doing right now because it just picks. See what else. Now it does come with the cables. Oh, the other miss on the cons, it doesn't come with anything to hook to your iPhone if you have a newer iPhone. I think it hooks to the old iPhones, which probably nobody has anymore. And it doesn't have anything. It doesn't have the cable to hook to the Android phones. It'd be kind of nice if they added in. The cables are pretty cheap. Just so you guys know, Lensgo sent me this to do an evaluation. All the opinions in this are my own. To be honest with you guys, if I don't like it, I will tell you. Now, let me show you what this looks like on my camera and how it hooks up. Okay? So we'll go to a shot for that. If you did stick around to the end here and you did like the video, please hit that like. It helps the algorithm. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, hit all. That way you get all my future videos. I'm Chuck, KK6USY for Hammer Adventures. Thank you for joining me and spending your time with me. 73 y'all. Hope to catch you on the airways. Oh, and by the way, I got some good antenna videos coming up really soon. So stick around for those also. Well, I guess when they come out. 73 y'all.